Hello guys, we said this is back again on video on the concept of slope, how to find slope, and once you find the slope, then you can write your linear equation either in slope-intercept form or in standard form. The concept of slope, there are four things that can happen to your slope. Your slope can either positive, negative, zero, or undefined. So let's take that ruler. Let's use this slope when your slope is zero. Is an horizontal line, meaning that the y value are the same. Your numerator, both y are the same. When you subtract the same number, then it will be zero. This is the slope where the line is horizontal. You will have a zero slope. X-axis, take it as the x-axis, horizontal. This slope is zero. The other extreme is when you have a vertical. Take off the y-axis. In this case, the x value will be the same. Since you're going to subtract the two numbers that are the same, your denominator will be zero. In our system, we do not divide by zero. So once your denominator is zero, this slope is said to be undefined. You cannot calculate the slope. So you are moving so fast. So the speed is so fast, you cannot calculate the slope. The other way, your slope can be positive or negative. If the line is going up, it is positive. If it's going down, the slope is negative. So remember, there are four things that can happen to your slope. Your slope can either positive or negative. Your slope can either zero when you have a horizontal line. The y value are the same. Or your slope can be undefined when you have a vertical line. Right? And an example of an horizontal line is y is equal to a constant. Y is equal to 5 is the line that goes this way, it's horizontal. The y value are the same. You have a constant line. You have a slope of 0. Or x vertical, for vertical line, x is equal to a constant. X is equal to negative 2. In this case, you have a vertical line. The x, you have a line that goes vertically, that parallel to the y-axis. In this case, it will be undefined. So other than that, guys, you will be asked to calculate the slope. You have a slope formula, which is m equal, lowercase m is for slope, is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Remember that if the x values are the same, your denominator will be 0, your slope will be undefined, no slope. Remember that. This is very significant. Now, other than that, let's jump and do some example. So I have my slope formula, which is m equal, this is the formula that you need to know, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now, I have point A, which is 1, 2. I'll label this is my x1, y1. My point B, which is 5, 8, I'll label it as x2, y sub 2. Now, I'm going to replace that, plug it in the formula. My y2 is 8. I replace 8 minus y1. My y1 is 2 and over x2, which is 5. Replace 5 minus is to work on my numerator and simplify that. I will have 8, take away 2 is 6, and 5, take away 1 is 4. Now, some of you are going to stop here, then that will not be enough. Those 6 over 4 can be simplified. They have 2 in common, so I have to simplify that. You always have to simplify your slope. Now, how many times there's 2 goes to 6? That's 3. How many times there's 2 goes to 4? That's 2. In this case, my slope is 3 over 2. Right? Calculate the slope. So what I will do now, since I know the slope, your next goal is to write a linear equation. To write a linear equation, you have two options. You can use Press-Slope form, which is a formula. Then you will have to learn or remember it's y minus y sub 1 equal m times x minus x sub 1. That's one. That's one. You can use that, or you can use the famous one, y equal mx plus b. So I'm going to use both options for you. So as a student, you will find which one that you are more comfortable with, then you pick your choice. It doesn't matter which one you use, you will get the same outcome. You know, do so many examples, then by the time that as a student you will make your decision which one you prefer. All right, let's use this one, which is called the Press-Slope form. So in this formula, we're going to use this y, there's nothing you're going to do. It's going to stay as is, and this x, there's nothing you're going to do. It will stay as is. The only thing you're going to replace is y1, m, and x. So in this case, we're already identifying that. It doesn't matter. You can use either points because they're on the same line. But for the sake of argument, I'm going to use that. If I use that, it makes no difference. If I use that, it makes no difference. So let's use this one. So since I'm going to use, it's a y minus y1. And we know y1 is 2. You replace 2 equal m. M, which is your slope, we have times x minus x1, which is 1. All right. Now you just plug in it. You just plug in that you have to solve it. So many of you will have problem with that. So let me tell you what you will have to do. In this case, you need to identify which one is your denominator. Your denominator is 2. So I can multiply this side by 2. And I'm going to do the same thing, multiply this by 2. This will cancel with that 2. Make your life easy. So the only thing you have to come in, you use this with the property. You will end up with 2y minus 4. Then you distribute the 3. The 2 already gone on that side. So you'll end up with 3x minus 3. Right? Your goal is to solve for y. If you are being asked to answer equation in slope-intercept form, which is one they will ask you the most, or otherwise they will ask you to answer equation in standard form. So for the sake of our argument, we're going to start with slope-intercept form, and later we move to standard form. So since you're solving for y, you will have to add 4 on each side. Then you will end up with 2y is equal to 3x. Now you have minus 3 plus 4 is plus 1. Now the only thing you have to do is to get y by itself, you divide by 2. Then you will end up y equal 3 half x plus 1 half. And this is our equation in slope-intercept form. Right? This is the slope 3 half, and this is where it's going to touch the y-axis at 1 half. So that's one example. We're gonna continue doing 2 more, so you will be okay. Believe me, don't freak out for now. So we're gonna erase that. Now we're gonna calculate this second one, which is x1. You can see x1 is 2. Negative 3 is your y1. And up with d, negative 1 is your x2. And 5 is your y2. Now we're going to calculate this slope again. Remember, it's y2 in this case, m equal. Alright? M is equal that. So, is equal that. You replace 5 minus, alright? Your y1. This is y1, and this is negative 3. So you will have a double negative, you will have to work on that. My y2 in this case, which is negative 1, minus your x1, which is 2. Alright, so let's figure that. Let's look again. Sometimes that's where we make mistake. We have to verify. This is my y2. This is 5 minus, that's part of the formula, minus 3. This part is good. The second part is my x2, which is negative 1, minus 2. It look okay. So you will end up 5 plus 3. This become 8 over this sign are the same. You add them, you keep the sign. This is my slope. My slope is that. Negative 8/3 is my slope. Now, for the sake of argument, last time I did promise you I was gonna use both ways. So for those of you, so this time I'm gonna use y equal mx plus b. In y equal mx plus b, you're gonna replace whatever the y value is, whatever the m value is, your slope, and whatever the x is. In this case, you're going to use y1 and x1, or if you want to use the other point, make no difference. And we're going to solve for b. Some of you will see that is the most easiest, so you will decide. So it says y equal mx plus b. Right? In this case, this is my y. I replace negative 3 substitution is equal to my m. My m is negative 8/3 times x. In this case, x is 2 plus b. Now we have to work this out. So you will end up with negative 3 equal. You must put this over 1. This is going to give you negative 16 over 3 plus b. Once again, pay attention. Alright? I have a denominator. In this case, it's 3. So to make everything easy, I'm going to multiply everything by 3. Everything by 3, so my equation can be balanced. In this case, I end up with negative 9 equal. These 3 and these 3 cancel out. Negative 16 plus 3b. So I have to add 16 on each side. This will give me 7 is equal 3b. 7 is equal 3b. Now you divide both sides by 3. Then you will have b is equal 3 over 7. Now you only find b. Now you want some equation. So you're going to come here, you're going to replace b, and you already know your m. You're going to replace it, and that will give you your equation. And your equation is y equal your m, which is negative 8/3 x plus b. B write that b is 7 over 3. Then this is your equation in slope intercept form. Alright, so I'm gonna work this inside out either way. So as a student, you will see out of those two ways which one is better for you, point slope form or intercept form. Then you're gonna make that decision. So the more you practice, the better you're gonna become at it. Sooner or later, you'll make a choice. We'll see which one. If I were you, I work both of them out to both ways to see which one that you prefer. So let's try the third example. Once again, I keep my formula out. So here, this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. And I'm going to calculate my slope. M is equal. Alright, this is my y2, 7, minus part of the formula, 10, over negative 8, minus negative 4. And this is going to become negative 8. You have two negatives, it's going to become positive. So you will have to, now you have 7 minus 10 is a negative 3. You are negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. Now, when you divide two negatives become positive. Your slope is 3 over 4. That's your slope. All right. In this case, I'm going to use this and I'm going to use that both ways. So you can be familiar which one that you chose. Remember, it's y minus y1. In this case, what was y1? It's 10 equal 3 over 4 times x minus 4. All right, let's clean thing out. That will be y minus 10 equal 3/4 times x plus 4. The two negative become positive. Once again, look at it. I have a denominator, I have a fraction. The easiest thing to do is multiply both by 4. This 4 cancel this 4 out. Then use this with the property. You will have 4y minus 40 is equal 3x plus 12. In this case, you're solving for y. So you want y to be by itself. You add 40. You add 40. I will have 4y is equal to 3x plus 52. And you divide by 4. You divide by 4. Then you will have y equal 3/4 x plus 13. 4 goes to 52 13 times. That's Preslow form. Now we're going to use the same equation using y-intercept form. So y equal, so I'm going to replace y with 10 equal 3/4. Right? What is x? X1 is negative 4 and plus b. Alright, in this case, don't need to multiply everything by 4 because you have this. If I take this multiplied by this, that will give me negative 3 plus b. Now I can get b easily. Add 3 and add 3. In this case, b is 13. Remember, I know b. Now I have to go replace m and b. So my equation will be y equal my m. We find am that was 3 over 4 x plus b, which is what? 13. And when you compare the two equations will be the same. So as a student, you will decide which one you feel comfortable with. There you go, the lesson that we find slope, calculate the slope, then we write the equation, try to write the equation in slope-intercept form, either using the Preslow form or standard form. Either way, you as a student will make that call. So this is the lesson, guys. There you go. If you want the grade, you know what to do. Go to Eugen's DC's YouTube channel, go and like and subscribe. This is against Mr. DC's. Have a nice one. See you in the next video.